Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda.
We are traveling all over Uganda to find hardworking farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need
to make their farms more productive and adapt to climate change.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice and turn their farms around into a profitable business,
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience
on the Shamba Shape Up,
Uganda!
Shamba Shape Up has been to many parts of the region. Uganda,
welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda! Kenya and Zambia.
Welcome
to Munda Makeover.
Pests and diseases are a major challenge when growing your crops. It is the reason why farmers lose some and at times all of their harvest.
In today's show, we shall learn about some of the ways we can deal with this challenge. Our first stop is to central Zambia to meet up with Kozi and Kachenana and get some tips on managing the huge challenge that is pests and diseases in farming or agriculture.
This week, we're in Shipangwala in Central Province.
And we're visiting Michael Mainga.
Michael is married to Catherine and they have 7 children.
Their farm covers 15 hectares.
I enjoy farming myself. Maybe the prices do not go well, I'll still reinvest. I like to see especially the crops grow. It's a very good source of livelihood.
Controlling pests is a major skill for any farmer. Not only can pests ruin a crop, but using pesticides can be expensive and dangerous to use if guidelines are not followed correctly. So meet Tinongwe Gondwe from the Ministry of Agriculture. She is an expert in integrated pest management, a cheaper and less damaging way to control pests on the farm. Mr. Mainga, what are the pests that you have been battling with on your fields?
So for field crops, like maize, there is infamous, so to say, 4 armyworm.
4 armyworm.
Yes. When it comes to the horticulture products here, we face the very aphids, the white flies, and also the leaf miners and the bollworms.
What can we do to help Mr. Mainga?
I would advise Mr. Mainga to adopt an integrated pest management approach. It looks at 3 key issues. That is prevention, where you try to prevent the crop from being attacked by the pest itself. Then monitoring. That is where you have the pests present, so you monitor the populations. Because there are certain populations where you can see this is really minimal, so it's not economical for you to go in there and start spraying. Then now the intervention. This is where now you actually go in with your control measures in reducing the pest population. So when we look at the interventions, there are different methods that we use. There's the cultural, we have the biological, mechanical, as well as the chemical, which is the last resort.
Can you give us some examples of these biological controls?
For instance, the ladybird bug. Yes, that one can be used in controlling aphids in the field. So it will go in the crop and feed on the aphids. So that will reduce the population.
What kind of plant would attract the ladybird bug?
Flowers, the coriander or the lavender. You can plant them, say, just around or near your homestead, you have them, so that you increase the populations of the ladybugs. And then we come to the last resort, which is the chemical. Yes, there are these chemicals that are more toxic than others.
Okay. How can a person know that this is too toxic for a human?
It has a coding, a color coding. So when you have the red one, those are highly toxic and those are banned. Then we have the blue one.
Okay.
Blue one is toxic, but it's not banned. It's still available. So you need to take caution when you're using these ones.
Okay.
Then we have the green one. The toxicity levels are really minimal. So mostly for the green ones, we have the biopesticides. So these are basically the pesticides that have been made using plant extracts. With the other practices that we've talked about, I think that's something that we can look into.
This one is a plus for me. It is very good.
Thank you, Kachenana and the Shamba Shape Up team from Zambia. But we still want to learn some more on how to deal with these pests and diseases using biological, chemical, and cultural methods. Let's now visit Homa Bay in Kenya and learn more from Isipe on how to deal with some infamously hard pests.
This is the fall armyworm, and it's a big pest in Kenya right now and can destroy full harvests of maize and many other crops. Isipe is a world-leading organization that uses a method called Push&Pull to control this pest. I have come to meet Isipe's senior technician, Dickens Nyagol, to find out why Push&Pull is so important in the fight against fall armyworm.
With all these problems of the fall armyworm, I'm sure that Isipe must have a solution for our farmers.
We have a technology called Push&Pull.
Aha, Push&Pull.
Push&Pull can be used to control stem borer as well as fall armyworm. Fall armyworm moth is repelled by Desmodium, and napier grass attracts them. Farmers can also use bracharia grass instead of napier grass. Let's take a look at Push&Pull from above. Here is where napier grass or bracharia grass is planted around the edges. And here are the lines of Desmodium planted in between the well-spaced maize. Let's explain how Push&Pull works. Maize is intercropped with Desmodium. Desmodium produces a natural smell that pushes the moths away from the maize. The napier grass or bracharia grass is planted around the plot to pull the adult moth away to lay their eggs there instead of in the maize. A natural smell in napier grass or bracharia grass attracts pests. This system controls both stem borer and the fall armyworm effectively. Simple. Push, pull.
Initially, it was developed to control other pests like the maize stem borer and the staggerweed. Now, it is also controlling the big problem of the fall armyworm.
And is it suitable for small-scale or large-scale farmers?
It can be used by both because the farmers who are using the Desmodium, some of them are small-scale farmers, but even the large-scale farmers now, because the Desmodium is there, it will be able to control the fall armyworm even if the plot is big.
Desmodium not only chases away some of the key pests that attack your maize and vegetables, it also fixes nitrogen, making your soil more fertile.
I suggest we go maybe see a farmer who's been practicing Push&Pull and we hear from them.
Very possible.
Victor is a farmer in Kisumu County who manages a great example of a Push&Pull plot.
Thank you so much.
Karibuni.
So what exactly are you doing right now?
This is my Desmodium Shamba. I'm weeding it. At the same time I'm weeding the Desmodium bit. I'm also weeding the maize plants also.
Managing a good Push&Pull project like yours, how does a farmer maintain it?
The important thing is weeding in Push&Pull. Because there are a lot of weeds, and there's the maize plant also which requires proper weeding.
Yes.
You just pull them, you loosen the soil around their roots, and then you pull.
You pull them out.
You just pull them out.
How tall should the Desmodium be compared to the maize?
How we manage it when it's young, you plant them at the same time, but then the Desmodium comes up faster than the maize initially. So you can trim it so that the maize overtakes it, and then the maize take over.
This maize, how do you space it?
The row, one row to the next row is 2.5 feet.
So that is about 75 centimeters.
And from one seed to the other?
The maize in between is about a foot, just a foot. About 30 centimeters.
30 centimeters.
Okay, so let us take a look at how your plot can be turned into a successful Desmodium and Napier grass or Bracharia grass push-pull shamba just like Victor's. First, clear your land during the dry season. Desmodium has small seeds and prefers to be planted in fine soil. So that means no lumps. Measure and mark out your push-pull plot to a maximum size of 50 by 50 meters. If you are planning a bigger push-pull plot, then still split your land into 50 by 50 meter plots. Isipe recommends 3 rows of Napier grass or Bracharia grass to be planted around the border of the maize plot. Marking and spacing are important. And Napier or Bracharia grass should be planted 75 centimeters between rows and 50 centimeters between Napier grass plants or Bracharia plants within a row. Ensure your maize is 1 meter away from the inner row of Napier grass or Bracharia grass. And remember, weeding between the Desmodium and the maize is very important. On his shamba, Victor has 2 plots right next to each other. 1 plot with push-pull and 1 plot without. He simply hasn't got around to planting push-pull in both plots. Yet each area is completely different when it comes to pests.
Now, Victor, you've been doing push-pull for quite some time now. How has push-pull helped you as a farmer so far?
I've got that shamba down there. I didn't apply the push-pull method. Fall animal had infested the plot down there.
Yes.
I cried.
You cried?
I cried. And I went and I bought some, they talk of granules you pour into the plant. But this shamba, I've hardly seen any maize plant. Next time I want also to push-pull method there because there's a very big advantage.
What other advantage have you seen?
Nowadays I don't have striga in my shamba.
Striga is gone.
I don't see it. Yeah, the advantage, it helps me in my feeds for my cattle. Very good feeds.
Have you seen an increase in your milk production?
A lot of increase. Every time I don't have enough Desmodium, milk production goes down.
How about the harvest, when you compare the harvest that you are getting now?
The maize that is infested with armyworm, the maize won't be pleasant to look at.
Yes.
But the one that is not infested, you get a very good size of a maize.
Well done. You're doing a very good job.
Thank you.
And keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank
We don't want to see you crying anymore.
We want to see you smiling.
Push-pull has also been shown to repel other pests such as aphids and diamond back moth. Vegetables that can benefit from push-pull technology include kales, cabbages, tomatoes, onions, and local vegetables such as black nightshade. In fact, farmers can intercrop with Desmodium, maize, and vegetables. Plant the Desmodium, the vegetables, and the maize in alternate rows, each around 37 centimeters apart. As an option, plant Bracharia or Napier grass around the edge of the plot. With this method, you will reduce use of pesticides while increasing fertility through the use of leguminous Desmodium, which you can also feed your livestock.
Join us after the break to learn more about how to get ahead of pests and diseases using chemical and culture methods, ensuring a healthy harvest from your shamba.
See you after the break.
Welcome back
To Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
In today's episode, we are learning all about dealing with diseases and pests on your farm. So far, we've learned about the principles of integrated pest management in Zambia and how the push and pull method works in Kenya. Now, it's time to turn to good crop management practices in order to prevent and control pests.
We're in Chiroza village in Mukono.
Frog,
Yeah?
I think we are lost.
No, we're in the right place. It's okay. Excuse me. You know Momisa Farms? Where?
Just right there.
There. I told you. There.
Sure.
Hey, this is the place.
Wow, wow.
Hello, hello, hello.
The whole family is here.
Welcoming you to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda.
Let's go.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Momisa.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Good to see you, Miriam.
And we're visiting Moses and Miriam Sabika on their 3-acre farm called Momisa.
Momisa for Moses and Miriam Sabika. Our farmers work closely together. They take all decisions together. They do practically everything together.
Not only them, but their 4 children and 8 grandchildren all share their love of farming.
Oh, so much. Let me tell you, there is nothing good like farming. Getting food, you have to be a farmer. You want to have milk, you have to be a farmer. You want an egg, you have to be a farmer. Anyone who is living is there because of farming.
But now, Miriam's cabbages seem unfit for animals, let alone for human consumption. So we brought in an expert from the National Agriculture Research Organization, NARO, Robina Nagaya, to help her out.
Hello. Let's go.
Although Miriam has put in so much effort, pests and diseases have destroyed her cabbages. But what happened exactly?
Since this soil is so stony,
Yes.
you have to make sure that at planting, to every hole, you have to put 2 handfuls of manure. That manure will help them and they become strong.
We tried to put here manure, some manure, like a jerrycan, you put it from here up
And
to
it's
there.
only there.
Eh?
You put everywhere.
Everywhere.
You are also fertilizing the
weeds.
manuring the weeds. But on top of that, after planting, make sure that your garden doesn't have weeds. You have to keep on weeding.
Yes.
First of all, the farmer has to differentiate between a disease
Okay.
and a pest. Here we have a combination
Of both.
When you look at this, these are indicators of pests, of different pests, snails, caterpillar, aphids,
Yes.
cutworms. They come and feed on them because of this bush which is around. When you look at also of the cabbages themselves, they have fungal infection.
Okay.
But the main one I'm observing, heart rot is one of them.
Heart rot.
Heart rot.
Okay.
And Topthera. These are symptoms of fungal infections. So, fungal infection, you have to protect the cabbage before they are attacked.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to this level, it's a gone case. So you have to control them, first of all by weeding, by using a lot of manure, and at the same time, you bring some chemicals. We also have traps.
For cabbages?
In
cabbages. We have traps which we can put here, such that insects like aphids are trapped.
Okay.
Other small insects are trapped. That in doing that, you are reducing on what?
Spraying.
Spraying. The only thing which we have which is stubborn are snails. So one of the measures of controlling snails, make sure that in your spraying, you put a lot of salt in water. Then you add there a fungicide,
which is Macozeb.
Then you put an insecticide for control, 3 of them.
How much salt can I put in water in a knapsack spray? 15 liters.
If it is an insecticide, usually we have how much we are supposed to put.
There are some dosages.
Doses they are being told us, like a dudu saipa. Then when it comes to salt, to every liter, you put 10 grams. That is 1 tablespoon.
So that is 15 tablespoons of salt.
Exactly. Because we want it very concentrated.
Yes.
And you stand and make sure that it has dissolved fully. Then thirdly, we go to fungicide.
Fungicide.
Makozebo. We usually use 40 grams.
In 15?
In 15.
Liters of water.
In 15 liters of water.
Yes.
And then you spray. Usually we spray not very, very early in the morning. Because in the morning, there is too much dew. And the spray when there is dew,
maybe diluted.
You are diluting the concentration. So you have to wait until it dries at around 10
to 11.
And at around 5,
it
is also very good. So long as it is not windy and it has not rained. But doing all that, the place has to be very clean. It has to be very clean. Never allow vegetable to be intercropped in weeds. Weeds are the ones which harbor whatever you see in this garden.
But we felt so bad because we wanted those veggies to be our home consumption, our animal feeds. That has gone this season. But next season, we are going to put in much more effort according to what we have got from Shamba Shape Up. I think we shall do better.
You will definitely do better, Madam Miriam and Moses, and also get more food from your farm. Apart from weeding, spraying chemicals and putting traps on your farm, there is another way that experts recommend you practice to keep your farm free from pests and diseases. Let's visit another farmer who lives in Chirangira village, Mukono Central. Her name is Dorothy Nakalembe.
Dorothy loves vegetables because she doesn't need much land to grow them and they bring in quick money. Now, she's got a ready bed of cabbage seedlings that she wants to transplant, and she's chosen this patch of land for her seedlings. This doesn't look good even to me. We need an expert here, and Robina Nagaya from Naro is just the person for us.
Hello, Robina.
Hello, Dorothy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
You're
you
most
too.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Excuse me, you know each other?
Yes.
Hey, that was my job here.
Yeah. We've made...
Welcome. Hey, that's good.
Okay. Thank you for this
You were
work.
showing us the
Yeah.
All these
I'm very much
cabbages.
interested in growing vegetables.
She wants to plant cabbages. What can you tell us? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
So I had prepared another place, but it was not yet ready, and the bed is ready. Okay, I'll plant here, but I don't expect good yields.
This season, you can't plant cabbages here. You can't plant sukuma. You can't plant spinach. All those crops in that family.
Vegetables.
Because when you look at those which are still here, they already diseased. And it means that that disease will be carried to the other young ones which are planted here. But if she's more interested in vegetables, she can plant all those crops which are in Solanache. That is tomatoes, eggplants, even nakati can work here well. I advise her to crop rotate because when you crop rotate, you terminate the diseases from one particular family to another one.
How do you feel about it?
I feel okay because I already had that doubt. So I will be planting in another place.
This will help in reducing the diseases and pests in your farm, and it will also improve your soil texture and nutrition.
See you next week as we see what other activities we can do to get our shambas truly shaped up.
Right here on
Shamba Shape Up
Uganda! Bye-bye! Bye-bye!